I'm Joanna Garzilli. This is Tarot News, giving you a multi-dimensional view. I am author of Big Miracles, The 11 Spiritual Rules for Ultimate Success, published by HarperCollins. And I have been reading tarot cards for over 20 years. I have had an interest and a passion for all things intuitive and spiritual and practicing those in my life on a daily basis. It is very important to integrate the spiritual with the practical, with common sense. And when you combine those two together, that is a recipe for success. I feel that with politics, and the focus of the topic that we're doing today is the Yang media blackout. Why is the media trying to stop Andrew Yang, presidential candidate for the Democratic Party? What can he and the rest of the Yang gang do about this? Well, obviously, on a practical level, they have already set this in motion. We are covering this because it is trending on Twitter. And we're going to take a look in the cards and see what is going on here, how to overcome it. I also have a source that I just looked at beforehand from Vox, journalist Emily Stewart. And the headline for that we're going to be going off of here as the foundation is how a CNN graphic sparked the Yang media blackout controversy online. The word that jumps out to me here is controversy. There is a lot of energy charge around this. So always what I like to do before I tune in, because I don't take lightly what comes through with the cards here. Of course, this is just for informational purposes. This is for entertainment purposes. Take what you like from it. See what resonates from you. And the other stuff you can just put aside. So when I tune in, there is a lot, I have to really ground. On this particular one, I took several minutes beforehand grounding. To me, this feeling around what going is on here is a major violation of Yang. I feel everything in my gut. And it feels, the energy that I feel around this is just pure wrong. It is pure wrong. If the media who have ostracized Yang were to come back and say, oh no, we're not ignoring him, my feeling from my body's reaction is that is a downright lie. It is an absolute lie. And so, what can the Yang gang do? They can make sure this is an opportunity to really stand up and speak out, which is not easy when you are dealing with major media, right? Because they're a machine, they're a giant, they're a conglomerate. I never thought I would be, I've talked for the longest time with Nick, executive producer of Tarot News here, and said I never wanted to go and say this publicly. Here I am saying it publicly because it is just wrong. So one thing I want to explain before I pick cards here as well, whenever you have a strong feeling, when you're getting your news sources or any information, and you can apply this to your personal life as well, that if you have a feeling, especially in your gut, that doesn't feel good, that is your intuition screaming at you to take some form of action to stand up for yourself and set boundaries. The other place where I feel the energies I feel here is being absolutely constricted. So if it was someone say, oh, he's just imagining it, Andrew Yang's acting up, the Yang gang is just, they're creating a fuss. They are not creating a fuss. Andrew Yang is not creating a fuss. There is no overreaction here. It is pure wrong. Pure wrong. So the cards, I kept mixing the cards for a long time. What does that mean? Why did I mix the cards for a long time? Because this goes far back. The message that I get here, without even picking a card yet, is that this drives deep. This isn't a new thing of excluding Andrew Yang. It's it just goes all the way back to when he started to become more visible. The more visible he becomes, the more pushback there's going to be. For those who are supporters of the Democrats, they're not going to like the comparison to Donald Trump and what happened in the media, but exactly what happened to Donald Trump is exactly what is happening to Andrew Yang here, which means, you know, I did do a card reading the other day on the debate and on Ron Paul as well. Yes, thank you, Nick. But what I just want to say with this, the reading that I did the other day on the candidates about who would be most likely in this this lineup, who, you know, who has the strongest chance to be president, who would be most effective. And I didn't put Yang at the top for that, but I feel from this perspective of who did the Democrat Party, is it the DNC? What do you call it?
Just called
the Democrat Party.
Democrats.
For the Democrats, who do they see as the biggest threat? Hands down, Andrew Yang, Andrew Yang, Andrew Yang. He is their number one threat. He is the equivalent of the threat that Donald Trump was to the Republican establishment. And so therefore, I would say that if somehow, but you know, because nothing is set in stone from the cards that I did the other day on the presidential candidates and the way it is lining up. Sometimes there are certain things that are what are called probable futures, but probable futures are probable. They are not definite. And so this means where the power of people come together, things can happen. Breakthroughs can occur in ways that are unexpected. So I am going to say that if somehow the Yang Gang can build momentum here, he would be the strongest opponent to go up against Donald Trump in the Republican, in the debate, sorry, the general election. Thank you. See, I'm not not the political side here. Let's go with the card here around this blackout. This card I've picked here is the underlying energy. Now I'm going to give my read on the card, but go ahead. I want you to look at this card and see what comes up for you. What do you feel in your gut, right? So that's your power center. What do you feel in your heart? And then what do you know? What is that flash of insight that comes? That's your intuition. Act upon your intuition. Be proactive. All right, here we go. Here it is. Wow. This is saying if you are watching this now, if you are, somehow you have come across this broadcast about the Yang blackout, it is saying to you, you as a person can absolutely make a difference. People often think, oh, well, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to post. I'm not going to, I've been that person for so long. I'm terrified to speak up about anything, and especially anything political. So it's Nick Garzilli here behind the camera, who was the one that said to do this. This means that this says that there is the potential for Andrew Yang to become the Democratic candidate. Is that what you call it? Yes, to be the nominee. There is right now, and this chance could be, it's like think of it like a portal, a doorway opening. He's in sixth place. And when I read the other day, a few days ago, and I looked at the lineup and I feel that there's all the elements of him being, that he is, I would say, in terms of how ready is he to be president, I can't imagine. I mean, how can you ever be ready for something like that? There's a lot of, his heart is in the right place. And I see that he has massive integrity. For someone, let's say, who is a Republican supporter, and if they had to settle with going with the Democrats, I feel that they would be happiest with Yang. Like, he would really represent across the board, where we have this massive divide between political parties. I feel like he would really soothe things and smooth things out, minimizing the socio-economic divide. Yes, because the Ace of Wands is all about creative thinking. It is about you are thinking from higher consciousness. You are extremely creative. So this card isn't just for Andrew Yang. This is for his collective as well. It is him and all the people that are resonating. Because look, it's not even about Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang had a calling to step up and be president, right? To be that nominee. And so what happens is when you open up to that, there is consciousness, there are ideas, there are thoughts are out there. And he is saying, okay, I'm going to volunteer for that. I'm going to step up to that task of bringing people together, of ending that socioeconomic divide, of really bringing, I would say, bringing harmony and community together. To me, what I did say in my reading the other day, and I'm going to go with this again, Andrew Yang has an exceptional balance of business with heart, mind and heart. He is extremely grounded. He is very focused. I did see one little clip last night that Nick showed me from, please, can you tell, was it MSNBC?
They kept him out.
Yeah, well, they interviewed him after that. Chris Matthews was interviewing him, and he asked him something, and I saw this poise and this groundedness in Yang, where MSNBC Chris Matthews just dismissed him energetically. It was just like I'm not even going to acknowledge you. I'm not even going to see you. It is disgusting. I want to reiterate here, I cannot vote. I'm a green card holder. I can't vote for either party. But so what I see from a spiritual perspective and that energy exchange between Chris Matthews and Yang, it was horrible. It is not right. I don't care who the candidate is, they should be treated with respect. So whatever it is that you feel right now around this, I would say take some form of action and speak out. And I have to also, one of my main inspirations now for having the courage to even doing what I'm doing, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, I can't say it. Mike Cernovich. I have to say it. I see Mike Cernovich speak out on things, and that, I have to say it, and I see him speak out on things, and so I'm, just want to acknowledge him for giving me the courage to be able to share on some of these things too, for whatever it's worth. So I would say for Andrew Yang's core team, if I was going to say, what do you do? I would say fight like hell on this, get as many people as possible to rally and go and keep calling the mainstream media out on this, that this is absolutely, that they are trying to, for sure, cut him out of this. And I do feel like there is a very strong, I have a feeling that this could be where he moves up in the polls, where Nick was just saying he's number 6. I think maybe after this debate, if the powers that be in the Democratic Party do not get in the way of this, he could move up to number 3. So I feel like he's going to be moving up in this race.
Past Kamala.
I think so. I see Elizabeth Warren right up there. Elizabeth Warren to me is like, she's like moving right out in front, and I feel Bernie Sanders is going to be moving, like he's going to be progressively moving down. Yes. So take action if this resonated with you in some way, and speak out, do what you can. All right. So I am Joanna Garzilli. Thank you for watching Tarot News on the Yang Media Blackout. And I look forward to hearing your insights as well. Please, like, what did you get from this? What stood out? And share, what is the action that you are going to take? Or if you took an action, what action are you going to take next? So that, because when you share that, then other people feel that they can go and take action too. And as you do that in relationship to this situation, you will then have the energy momentum to do it in any other area of your life. Maybe something, a dream that you have, a goal that you have on a personal level that's important to you, that you will have the momentum to take action on that. So I wish you a beautiful day, and signing off.